In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is one word used, Yat Sattvam Brahma Darshanam, it said. So Brahma Darshan means realization of the absolute truth. When does that happen? It says, there is an example given, Parthiva Daruno Bhumas. It says that there is a wood with smoke, there is a wood with fire. So these three examples are given for tamas, rajas and sattva. So in wood, is there fire? Yes, there is fire, but it is hidden. So when there is a smoke, it is a further development of the wood. And there is a fire, that is actually the real quality of the fire, by which the firewood, real quality of firewood, by which the firewood can be beneficially employed, isn't it? In the same manner, the human body is compared to the wood. But in the human body, if one doesn't do any spiritual activity, it is just like a firewood without anything. If there is a little smoke, that means one is making some efforts in spiritual life mixed with, some sense gratification also. And when there is a wood with fire, that means one is actually making efforts in Sattva Guna. So when one is situated in Sattva Guna and making efforts in spiritual life, then the progress is substantial. One makes such a progress that very soon, Yat Sattvam Brahma Darshanam, he says. One comes to the understanding of the absolute truth very clearly. Just like if you go to a doctor, before they ascertain your power of your spectacles, they put different lenses. So one particular lens you put, the words become very clear for you. You can clearly see that. Other ones are very hazy. You've seen that? Similarly in Rajaguna, you try to see God, very hazy. Tamaguna, you see, you can't see at all. Tamaguna is like opaque glass. You put an opaque glass, you can't see anything. Rajaguna is like a hazy. And Sattva-guna, you get clarity. You get more clarity. So that is the reason why we try to bring ourselves to Sattva-guna, because Sattva-guna is Jnanam and Sukham. It's a very good platform from where you can use it as a springboard to jump to the absolute truth, who is in the Vishuddha Sattva. It's very easy. So, for that, for seeing the Lord, we have to match with that frequency. Like Prabhupada says, if you want to enter fire, you should have a fiery body. If a person with fiery body enters sun, he will not get burned. Person with a Panchamahabhut body like ours, you enter the sun, will get roasted. Will get burnt to ashes, correct? No? So, somebody is meddling with Tamaguna and Rajaguna on an impure platform, and we try to, understand the Lord. Oftentimes, we don't understand, and that is the reason the doubts come. Doubt situation is like either a dull firewood or like a smoky firewood. Like for example, the Shastras explain that when you are offering to Lord, with a tulasi manjari in a plate and you offer the food to Him, the Lord can even, eat with His ears or eyes. The Lord can even see with His tongue. He can do anything with any part of His body. And that is easily understandable for one in Sattva. Lord can do that. So people can, Sattva they can actually actively engage their mind while rendering service to the Lord. By singing a prayer to Lord, they can remember the form of the Lord. So from the Nama comes the Rupa. From Rupa comes the Leela. So these things are very easily accessible. It becomes finer and finer in consciousness. Just like in a company also, when you join as a graduate engineering trainee, the access they give you in the LAN network is very minimal. But then as you go to team lead or you become project manager, the amount of access they give you keeps increasing. And then when you become a CEO, you have full access. You can see what everyone can see and more than what everyone can see. The higher you go. In the same manner in spiritual life also, in Tamaguna, you practically have no access. Your hands and legs are practically tied. You are not given access, because if you are given access, you will create some trouble in the company, correct? No? He is not a confidential person, newly joined person. But as you go to Rajaguna and Sattva-guna, the access is increased more and more. No? And when one is situated in Sattva-guna and endeavoring for spiritual life, then the access is increased more. No? So access to the absolute truth and access to the truth that is taught in the scriptures, and the finer aspects of truth become revealed only in a higher platform. For that, we have to make an effort to match our frequency with that frequency. And that is very easily understandable. In this world also, any channel you connect with, as soon as you connect with the channel, it comes on the screen. Correct, no? And otherwise, when you are turning the radio or the TV knob, when you go from one channel to channel, different channels come. You have seen that? And different things come. Because different things are happening. In Tamaguna channel, something is happening. In Rajaguna channel, something else is happening. In Sattva-guna channel, something is happening. And people also tune into the computer depending on their tastes and their frequencies. Imagine if Prabhuji, our cook here, he is an initiated devotee. And if you give him a TV with 150 channels, he will tune to channel where Prabhuji Radha Maharaj is giving lecture. Because his taste is for hearing a spiritual knowledge. If you give the same TV to a boy in the college, he may tune to a channel where some DJ is going on, dance is going on. You have seen many people, correct, no? So the choice of channel depends on what? It depends on tastes. The taste of the boy. Tamaguni, Rajaguni, Sattva-guni. So we all have come to this world. At the time of your birth, you are in one guna, say Tamaguna, Rajaguna. We have to come to Sattva-guna and beyond. So the human life is given for enhancing our tastes, enhancing our consciousness, going from lower level of consciousness to higher level of consciousness. So anybody who is keen to chant the holy name properly and purify the heart and make tangible progress should know this. So Bhagavatam gives this example, wood and smoky wood and fiery wood. So we want to become like which one? Fiery wood. Fiery wood means the fire is coming up. Similarly, the fire is compared to super soul, hidden in our hearts. Right now, the super soul is not visible to us. The more we are covered over. But as we advance in spiritual life, the Lord's beautiful form becomes visible. And that fire, and the fiery wood emanates fire, and the fire burns down the wood. Similarly, when super soul emanates, he burns down the material component of gross body and subtle body. And what remains is only the soul. Then the soul-super soul relationship becomes all important for the devotee. Till then, the gross body, subtle body, and the allied tastes, gross bodily tastes, namely food and sex, and subtle bodily tastes, has imagination and dreams and aspirations and ambitions. These things are very important. But when the super soul is awakened, these are all burned down. The only taste is soul-super soul loving relationship. Harinam Prabhu ki. Let's offer our humble obeisances and to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desert trees or ocean of mercy, full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnava Vrindaki Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki